Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 60. So making progress here with the Help Desk show. And with me as always, Joe and Justin. And we're here with Joe from A&M Digital Technologies, helping out our local Spencer community here at the Patch Turned Up offices and studio. And good old Spencer, West Virginia, where, people still have technology needs, Joe.
And we're here to try to make things go a little easier for them.
Yeah, we had a week or so off, and we're back. And as always, as you said, you're here to help make life a little easier. Everybody has technological issues with their phones and their gadgets and their tablets and their computers, and by golly, that's where you come in.
And just in case anybody's wondering, just because we've been gone for a week does not mean the quality of the show has improved, so no worries.
Yeah, there you go.
We didn't go take a crash course on how to be better.
That's right.
That is not what happened.
We are mediocre for a reason.
Yeah. So living our best lives here, just trying to plug along. So, all right. Well, for this week, Joe and Justin, you guys have come up with some good technology updates. We're going to start out with Instagram. So,
Yes.
one of everybody's favorites. Fill us in on what's new in the Instagram world.
Okay, so recently, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg had announced plans for an Instagram for kids. And that created all kinds of noise online and backlash and all that. And it has created such a backlash to the point that most state attorney generals in the United States have came together and have asked Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to stop the plan for starting Instagram for kids.
Yeah. I mean, I can see two sides of this.
Yes.
One, kids are going to lie about their age and get on it anyway.
Right.
So if they have their own platform and it can be made safer than what an adult's Instagram would be, then that's a good thing. But then again, now you are giving, the bad side is you're giving the green light to kids to get on Instagram.
Right.
In an honest way.
Right.
So that's a big liability, I feel.
Yes, so the attorney generals have came together and have requested Mark Zuckerberg to stop the process on his Instagram for kids, saying it would be harmful for numerous reasons. In a letter from the National Association of Attorney Generals dated Monday, the group urged Zuckerberg to abandon these plans. Use of social media can be detrimental to the health and well-being of children who are not equipped to navigate the challenges of having a social media account. 2 months ago, Zuckerberg confirmed plans for Instagram for kids are in the very early stages during a congressional hearing on misinformation. What a place to announce.
Well, I mean, the hard part is I've seen some of these shows, and it's a fiasco. I mean, anything, Congress is made up of older men that don't know anything about technology.
Yes.
And apparently they can't figure out to ask somebody that's younger and more affluent to help them figure out technology.
Right.
So it just turns into a whole circus,
Right.
And I feel like the couple of times I've watched it where there's a committee hearing or whatever, and Zuckerberg's there, or any of them are there.
Yeah.
These technological people that run these companies just kind of make fun of, the committee members because they're clueless. They don't know the proper terminology. They don't know what they're asking.
Yeah.
Somebody on their staff says, well, this is what you should ask. So they ask it, but then they have no idea how to gauge the answer or how to go further.
Yeah.
So it's just an obvious, there's a moron sitting there that our people have elected.
Yeah.
And they're in over their head,
Right.
and they're trying to appear smart, which is even worse.
Yeah.
So now, they get made fun of on live TV.
So these state attorney generals are referencing a design flaw that was in Facebook Messenger's Kids app back in 2019 that resulted in kids bypassing these restrictions and connecting with adults. Facebook has said the error affected group chats and was detected and resolved. So, from my standpoint, I am fully behind these attorney generals stepping in and saying, hey, don't be doing this. There's absolutely no valuable reason why kids need Instagram. And Dave, you bring up the great point of, kids can lie about their age, but that, at the end of the day, that is on the parents and the child. But giving Facebook the green light to say, okay, now we can offer this to kids, that creates such That's basically opening
It's
up
on the
Pandora's
parents
box.
either way.
Right. But it's opening up Pandora's box of just garbage, because we've all seen the documentary Social Dilemma.
Social Dilemma, yeah.
And we've seen teenagers and adults
Yeah.
deal with the negative side of social media. There's literally nothing that's going to prevent that on bringing it to children under the age of 13. And
The only thing I would say is at least there would be some regulation in play. Because from what I've seen, and we do kids programs, parents turn their kids loose with their phone anyway.
right.
I mean, here's my point. If your kid has a phone or a tablet or a Kindle that hooks to the internet, they have access to porn.
Yes.
And I would guess, and this is just an ignorant guess on my part, but I'd say 90% of the parents don't regulate their kids' phones. So what are we protecting them from?
Yeah, where they think they're regulating it, and like you said, Joe, kids have a way of just
Going around
getting
everything.
around things.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't realize it, and the reason I'm so adamant about this is I had this issue pop up. My kids had a Kindle reader,
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize, so it has to have access to the internet to download books.
Right.
Well, guess what happens when you search, words?
this
Like
is-
if you don't know a definition of word, you can search it.
Yeah.
Guess what'll pop up if you type in,
An innocent search, or so you think.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and just didn't realize that there was access.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had porn pop up on a Kindle reader,
Yeah.
just from searching a definition,
And
we were like, what the heck? And they were like, okay, well, it does hook to the internet.
right.
It is on the internet, and it is looking up using a search engine to search.
Right.
So and that's back before my kids had phones.
Right. So
So I guess my point is, if parents can't do their due diligence taking care of general stuff like phones, then what are we preventing here?
right. Well, my thoughts are, cyberbullying is such an issue nowadays anyway. Why give them an extra step?
They have Snapchat anyway.
I know, but my thoughts are, if the kids are going to lie about it, that's one thing. But why make it easier for them?
I kind of agree with you.
Why make it easier for them to do bad things? If they're going to do bad things, that's just like any other situation we can discuss. If somebody's has ill intentions in mind, there's nothing.
They're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. So my
there's
point is,
nothing's going to stop them. But from my standpoint, why make it easier for them?
right. But
to
is
do
it better to have a platform where it's regulated specifically for kids, or better not to have a platform and they go to the real Instagram and just lie?
True. But on the flip side of that coin,
And I'm not saying one's right. I'm just
Right,
saying it's a
right.
dilemma.
right. But based on Facebook's track record of privacy and protecting users online, it has been questionable at best in the past. And I mean, there's articles upon articles on Facebook not having the best. They're always reactive instead of proactive. So from that standpoint alone,
That's how the companies are, though. I mean, if you sell chainsaws, is it really your job to say, well, you probably shouldn't be operating a chainsaw before I sell it to you? Your business is selling chainsaws.
right,
It's the person buying it that's responsible for their behavior.
right. But if somebody does something stupid and cuts their leg off, they will try to sue you, even though they was
That's across the board. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
sell a hot coffee and guess what?
Right.
You get sued.
right,
Don't sell a hot coffee and guess what? You get sued.
right,
Or trash because your coffee's not hot.
right,
So that's what I'm saying. It's coming anyway.
right.
I don't know.
Joe, I mean, what makes it a kid-friendly? I assume they're way more on top of what the content is going to be, or what's special about it as opposed to regular Instagram?
Like I said, they haven't really given a lot of details on it. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's more like kids their age, and then I guess it'll be linked with a parent or guardian's account, so they can say help monitor it and say, okay, yeah, you can communicate with these people and all that. But from my standpoint, is what's going to stop an online predator saying, hey, I'm a 13-year-old kid, and I'll
The
just...
same thing that stops them on Snapchat or any other social platform.
True.
Yeah, it's been a criticism I'm seeing here on the internet. Is basically you're putting all the kids in one place.
I mean,
so,
I'll roll this all the way back, and we do a lot, or did until COVID hit, did a lot of internet or cyber bullying type
Right.
programs.
Right.
I'll roll this all the way back to the 2000s when we were just talking about chat room safety.
Yeah.
You know, and how people were having their username be Joe89. Well, that person's most likely graduated high school in 1989 or born in 1989.
Yeah.
And to pick up on those clues of people faking their identity. I mean, they made a whole show. Catfish is based off of this concept.
Absolutely.
And Catfish has been out for how long now?
A long time.
Decade.
So, I mean, we're not doing anything to stop it on those areas. So what makes this area special?
I think what makes it different is basically you're putting all the kids in a barrel, quote unquote barrel, and now it's saying, hey, instead of me actually having to go on Snapchat and try to find these kids, I know where they're all at, so I can just jump right in the middle.
They're all on Snapchat.
Yeah, but
they're already in the barrel.
True. Well, but you have adults intermingled in Snapchat and businesses and all that. Where this, if it's made just for kids, hey, fish in a barrel, boys.
Snapchat's pretty much made for kids.
Well, that's their target.
They have. There's probably 30 different. So, I will say this. This is my question, Joe. As an IT guy, and you'll know way better than I would. How many apps out there target kids?
Oh, thousands.
I mean, there's WhatsApp, GroupMe, TikToks, but Snapchat. I'm just saying for like communication. Yeah. Snapchat's huge.
WhatsApp.
So here's my real problem. We're worried about this, but it's okay that kids have Snapchat with location that shows exactly where they are at all times.
Oh well, I'm wholly against that too.
I'm with you. I'm just saying we're going to clamp down on Mark Zuckerberg because he's the Facebook icon, but Snapchat, we're okay with our kids having Snapchat location that shows exactly where they are at all times.
Yeah. Well, I think
that's crazy to me.
Well, I think
I think this is kind of like just picking somebody out and saying, "All right, we just don't like you,
right?
And therefore you're going to be penalized."
Okay, let me pose this counterpoint. If they nix this, could this give leverage to the government telling, like Snapchat, saying, "Hey, if you know these people are under a certain age, make your privacy settings better, do better"?
I don't know. How much influence is the government allowed to have in private business?
Well, apparently some, if they're doing this.
That's the gray area, and I always find it interesting because I live in West Virginia. I don't want the government in my business.
Right.
We had this discussion before about business owners having the right to refuse service, having the right to do business as they see, having the right to kick people off their private property.
Right.
I mean, what precedents does this set when now they're telling companies they can't develop products?
Right. And I'm wholeheartedly agree. This is very touchy ground to be on.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
But
fix the other problems before you go after new ones, I guess is my point.
Good point.
I mean, Snapchat in my mind is a huge danger for kids, and parents just aren't aware of it.
Yeah.
Like say that it freaked me out when the location thing came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I found out because one of my kids, I was like, man, we're waiting on one of our soccer players to show up, and I was like, I wonder how far away they are. And they're like, oh, hold on. Yeah. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, let me check their Snap. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're 5 minutes away. They're like 4 streets away.
And just to communicate with somebody, there's absolutely no reason for that.
And you can,
it's crazy.
You could turn that off, but then they could turn it right back on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I mean. But my thing, I mean, one of my kids is they use Snapchat in the place of texting.
Yeah.
So they just snap each other.
Yeah.
And then you got middle school kids that do the streaks. And
see, I'm too old. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. I don't
so let's assume all three of us were Snapchat users.
Okay.
Every day that we look at each other's snaps, a little photo or whatever, it starts a streak. So then you can build days. So every day we'd have to look at each other's snap thing and recognize it, and that's a streak. So some kids have streaks for like 1,000 days. So every day they look at the same person's snap photo for the day or whatever.
Yeah, and then once you get that streak going, you don't want it to ever.
You don't want it to stop. Yeah, it's kind of a little challenge each day.
Yeah, see, when you said streak, I was going completely down on a different path. I was thinking Ray Stevens in the streak.
Yeah. So it gets crazy. So now a lot of them are pictures. So they'll take like a picture of half their face or whatever every day. And, and then they are starting to do that picture thing just to say hi to someone, to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Here's a picture of me. And they send it. So
it
now
looks like the current policy for Instagram is you must be at least 13 years old, and they've got like some sort of form you can fill out. If you believe someone is under 13, you can like report them.
Yeah, you can report people. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole fiasco, but I'm just saying, again, Fix
13,
Snapchat from being super sketchy
I don't know
for
where they came
predators
up
track
with
down
that
kids.
age too. 13. I mean, that's not an adult. It seems like it's still a kid to be 13 years old.
Yeah, I mean, 13.
13-year-olds don't have the cognitive awareness to be responsible for anything yet.
Right, and be
But
able to handle the whole
13's
world
middle
of
school, and that's
social
when
media.
parents hand them the smartphones, and they can go access anything they want.
See, that's just what blows me away.
That's what I mean. We don't have any restrictions on a kid's phone at all, so they can have access to whatever they want.
Unless you have something like Bark or...
Oh, yeah, and now if the parent steps in, and that's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, and that's the thing.
So we're bypassing the parent in this situation and just saying we know better than what you know, and therefore the government's going to step in and clamp down.
Well, and some of it's brought on because there are some parents out there that use the phone or a tablet as a virtual babysitter.
Oh yeah.
And it's because of that is given the government the platform to say, here, we'll take care of you. And being West Virginians, we're going,
Oh yeah, that's what I mean, and that's why I'm kind of against this push, is because it's some older person that's in Congress that somebody's brought this up, and they're like, oh hey, Mark Zuckerberg's trying to do this. And they're like, yeah, we hate him, so therefore we clamp down on him.
Yeah.
And if you walked up and said, hey, do you know that a 10-year-old with a phone can, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old with a phone or a reader or whatever that has internet access can look up, inappropriate content?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, really? Okay, yeah, but we hate Mark Zuckerberg, so.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You insert anybody there, and I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm for capitalism. I'm for a private business owner getting to say whatever they want because it's their business. They did the work. They started it. It's their deal.
Right.
But if you're going to pick and choose, especially, some older person in Congress that doesn't know what they're talking about, then that's a bad deal in my opinion.
I just think Mark Zuckerberg has kind of been placed as the poster child because Facebook has always had such a bad reputation of being reactive instead of proactive on things. And when they get caught, they go, oh, well, sorry, we'll fix that. And they fix it and move on.
They have this thing called user agreement. And everybody that gets on Facebook agrees to it.
And nobody reads it.
Oh, I'm just saying, you're using their product by choice.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
Right.
It's that easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like getting in a car. You get in the car by choice. If you drink and drive, you drank by choice. You got in your car by choice. You suffer the consequences.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just me being a staunch West Virginian.
2017 survey found that 42% of people between ages 12 and 20 had experienced cyberbullying on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere.
Yeah. So that was...
And it's like I was talking to somebody the other day. They said, I just don't understand cyberbullying. I said, well, they said because they grew up in the age like we all did. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah. Well,
I explained to him, it's like this, why it is so worse now than it has been. Bullying has always been there. It's just when you went to school, you had to deal with it. But when you went home was like your safe space where you didn't have to deal with it. Now this nonsense follows you home, and you literally have no escape.
It only follows you home if you let it.
True.
The easy one is when you get home, turn your phone off, put it away.
True.
There you go. Problem solved.
True.
But parents don't make kids do that, and kids don't do that.
Exactly.
They could save themselves. Turn the phone off. Go play a board game. Go outside, climb a tree.
Yep.
And I know everybody's like, oh, that's just, but no. I mean, that's the literal fact of it.
Yeah.
You want your kid to be healthier? Make them turn their stuff off.
And Sadie's 4, and I'm just dreading the day of she becomes of age to have a social media account and dealing with all that. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. So
it might sit better with you guys if it was more like, hey, we're going to try to make all apps safe across the board. Let's do a big initiative, not just single out a single.
Oh, I think it would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to pass any regulation or put the clamps down on somebody, do it to everybody.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, if all the companies was a little more upfront and proactive on it, by all means, we welcome with open arms. But when
society deems what's appropriate, though, that's my point. If more people would say Snapchat's not safe for a kid and get off of it, then Snapchat would start changing their policy.
Exactly, but
people don't care.
Yeah, they
There's
don't
too much
monitor,
apathy.
Too many people out there don't monitor their kids'
Oh, yeah.
online activities, so
too much apathy.
so they just let it go on, and then when finally a spotlight shined on it, they go, "Oh well, we can't have that."
Oh,
well,
yeah.
it's been like that
Oh,
for
well, and they say let's blame somebody else.
yeah.
Not me as a parent that didn't monitor my kid's phone. You know,
Yeah.
it's obviously someone else's fault.
It's the app creator's problem. Timeout.
Yeah.
Well, if like a parent came to you, Joe, what advice would you give them for trying to?
Ooh, I can
parent
answer.
that
I
is
can answer this one.
Their kids are concerned
Choose me.
about
Choose
their-
me.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Dave raised his hand. He'll go first.
Yeah. One, absolutely not. Two, if you deem it appropriate for your child, have some kind of monitoring in place. And speaking of which, this is a free plug for Bark. Visit the
Which
website.
I hadn't heard of.
Bark.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is what Joe told me immediately when I asked.
Yeah.
Bark.us, and go in there and use our free referral code AM Digital Tech and get a free 7-day trial on there. And Bark is amazing.
Yeah.
Really?
You can set time limits to, one, either how much time in a day your kid can use their device, or two, after 10 o'clock at night, you can't use the internet at all, period. Case closed.
Yep.
And it goes on the device, so if they go, well, I'll just go to my buddy's house, it doesn't matter if it's on that device.
And it's on their accounts, so it's a little tedious to set up. But I love Bark.
Yeah, it's a little
tedious
it's a little
because
cumbersome.
you got to go through every app and have Bark get access to it and have the passwords and everything and usernames. But once you do it, then it alerts you of everything. So if there's any content on there that's suspicious, like they say suicide or kill or drugs or party or sex or anything that's related to any of those keywords, it immediately messages me and says, this is what popped up in the context. Now, some of it's, like I've gotten silly ones before, like, hey, we had a chicken dead,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
nothing wrong
It was
there.
a false positive,
Yeah.
but it was,
Yeah.
now, like I had one parent,
But it let you know, yeah.
their kid tried to circumvent Bark,
Yep.
try to bypass it, and it blew their phone up. Because
Yeah.
like
It lets you know.
at 11 o'clock it was set to go offline. Well, at 11:03, ding, 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 because they kept trying to circumvent it, and Bark was saying, hey, your kid's trying to.
Yep.
And so they said, well, what's this about? I said, well, I can tell you exactly what happened. At 11:03, you set your kids up to shut the internet off at 11. At 11:03, they was trying to bypass it. That's what that was. They go, really? I was like, yeah. So they called the kid in the room. Hey, was you trying to bypass? And then the kids start to excuse. Well, it wasn't working. And blah, blah, blah. Like, no. So then I'm standing there and they go, well, I was trying to use YouTube and I couldn't use YouTube and it broke everything. I said, well, let me see your phone.
Would Bark give you access to messages if anyone's tried to?
Oh,
send a
yeah.
message
Any
to
text
your
messages
kid?
coming or going that has any of the keywords in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so their kid's standing there and they go, well, it just broke YouTube. I said, well, let me see your phone. And they had not linked their YouTube ID with the app.
Yeah.
So then Bark was going, no, not going to work. So I put the login information in. I said, try it now. And I go, well, it's working now. I was like, uh-huh. Try to play the excuse on somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, okay, yeah, your mom and dad might buy that excuse, but you're going to have to come up with a little better excuse for that one.
So,
to me.
children's Instagram, interesting stuff. But, all right, so next up, another news update about TikTok.
Yeah, so we have really talked positively about TikTok here lately.
Yeah.
And here comes another one.
Okay.
So TikTok is rolling out a Guardian's Guide to help parents understand the platform better.
Nice.
So TikTok has revamped its safety center and published the Guardian's Guide, a resource that breaks down how the app works and outlines best practices for keeping users safe. It's aimed at parents and caregivers and describes features like family pairing, which lets guardians manage teens' account, including setting restrictions on screen time, search, and direct messages. See, stuff like this. If all the other app providers out there were doing stuff like this, like TikTok being proactive, we would not have any discussion on the first news story.
Yep.
There would be nothing to discuss.
Part of the
Well, I
problem-
mean, TikTok's proactive now. How long have they been around?
Maybe, probably, well, I'm going to say maybe about 2 years.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah, and what
and-
percentage of cases are the kids 10 times more tech savvy than the parent.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the problem.
Well, and I'll say this too. It's ironic that TikTok's doing a good job in being proactive, but yet we tried to make them sell their company.
At least the U.S. shares of the company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they're more proactive than our U.S. companies.
So the safety center, the TikTok Safety Center, has rolled out a lineup of fresh articles about privacy, security, and bullying. The Bullying Prevention Guide is a new resource that TikTok's U.S. Content Advisory Council developed in partnership with the Cyberbullying Research Center, Net Family News, and other organizations.
Now, I assume, all kids using the devices, like on the social dilemma, kind of paints a picture of them using all the information they have on you to kind of tailor-made some ads for you or whatever they're going to do.
Right.
I assume it'd be the same for a 13-year-old. They're going to get
Yeah,
ads targeted at them. That would
yeah, based on their online activity,
be
absolutely.
stuff that a kid would want to buy or get
Right.
their parents to buy for them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All the same things that the adult version has is probably in all these kid versions too.
Probably, or at least scale back a little bit. But at least with TikTok, I mean,
Yeah, a number of steps just in recent.
yeah.
month or so
I mean,
that they've
hats off to TikTok. I mean, I know we had the discussion a while back that they brought up about the government trying to ban TikTok in the U.S. and Dave and I have had many lengthy discussions on that one. But they have at least brought part of the operations into the U.S. So then this is, and as a result, this is the result of the U.S. operations, that they actually have a content advisory council in place, and they're working with these national organizations to help protect children online and give parents the tools to monitor their kids online.
Yep.
Is TikTok the biggest at this point?
They are one of the biggest. I mean, they're
Up there with Instagram, probably.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I want to say Instagram's still bigger because
yeah,
adults still haven't adapted to TikTok yet, but a lot have Instagram
right.
and Facebook, of course. Okay, well, kudos to TikTok,
Now,
our favorite Chinese company.
yeah, the Guardian, like this would be something the parents would have to go online and kind of educate themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a video series and all that.
Yeah, you just download. I'm assuming you either go to the TikTok website or download the TikTok app
Yeah.
and familiarize yourself and be educated on
Yeah,
TikTok.
it's a good thing. I mean, just walk people through the basics at least, so people aren't totally clueless as to what they can do to cut down on some of the risky stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, I have TikTok on my phone. When I first heard about it, I thought it was just this app that all these kids were doing these goofy dances on.
Oh, yeah.
But when
Yeah, everything's on there now.
yeah, but when you go in there, I mean, there's a lot of eye rolling and there's a lot of repetitive nonsense videos.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is some. All the videos are a minute long, so I mean, there are every once in a while you will find something go like, hey, I didn't know that you could do that. I mean, you find these little life hacks or whatever that are pretty cool.
You don't have to lie, Joe. We know you go in there and watch cat videos.
3 hours a night, every night.
Believe it or not, I don't think I did find any.
He searched for them and didn't find any.
No, I didn't even search for it. I'm going to say, of all the videos I've watched, although I will show you one off air that
Oh, boy.
that I'm not going to show on air because Kale will look it up. As soon as I watched it, I was like, yeah, that's Kale.
Yeah.
And it involves golfing. So
Oh, okay. Nice.
yeah.
I guess I don't have TikTok at all, but I know the kids all do it, and they'll show me videos occasionally, like, yeah, check this out. And there's a lot of cool, like, sports videos.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah, like you
But,
said.
you know,
A little bit of everything on there.
tons of content. Okay. All right, Joe, roll us into YouTube TV. You got another, and we talked about this, I want to say, a couple weeks ago as well. YouTube TV making some different strides.
Oh yeah, and this one's is a big one.
Oh, boy. All right.
So Google goes nuclear against Roku by adding YouTube TV to the main YouTube app. So let me fill you guys in. So it's nothing new that Roku has contract negotiations with all these app developers. You know, the big issue a while back was HBO Max wouldn't go to Roku and this, that, and the other. Well, now Google and Roku were back into renegotiations to renew the contract between the two companies for the YouTube TV app, not the main YouTube app, but the YouTube TV app. So they begin negotiating, and a week after their broken down negotiations spilled into the public, Google and Roku still hasn't came to a resolution. So Roku says, "Okay, we're going to pull your app from our platform. If you already have the app installed on our platform, we're not going to touch it. But if you're a new customer or you're wanting to find the YouTube TV app, good luck, you're not going to find it until all this is resolved." So YouTube turns around and goes, "Hey, we'll fix that." So YouTube has now created a button inside the main YouTube app that says "Go to YouTube TV" to circumvent all this.
Oh boy.
Yes. So YouTube users will start seeing a "Go to YouTube TV" option on the main YouTube app over the next few days. When they select this, they'll be switched over to the standard YouTube TV user experience. This option is coming to Roku devices first, where it's currently most needed, but will also come to YouTube on other platforms as well, coming soon. So basically, Google has stuffed the YouTube TV app inside the YouTube app itself, and it's a solution that seems unlikely to make Roku very happy, which I can't blame them. And Google says it's still working to come to an agreement with Roku to ensure continued access to YouTube TV for our mutual customers. It notes the YouTube TV app remains unusable for those who already have it installed. So basically, Roku's saying, we need to get this worked out, and YouTube just kind of played hardball and said, "Go stick it in your ear." We found a way around it.
Yeah. Did you notice this on your Roku? You have Roku?
Yeah, I have Roku, but I don't have YouTube TV. I have the YouTube app itself, but I don't have YouTube TV. So I didn't notice anything, but it is. So then when I read that, I said, it's one of those. I'm kind of mad because it's hurting Roku, but at the same time, you have to kind of give props to YouTube, going, well played,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird feeling.
Hey, business is rough.
Yeah, it's like one of those, I'm wanting to cheer on Roku to come out on this, but I can't give I have to give props to YouTube, going, well played.
Yeah. Yeah, clever people out there.
Yes, so if you are a YouTube TV subscriber or a new YouTube TV subscriber and you're trying to find YouTube TV on your Roku device, for now, download the YouTube app and you'll find the button there that says switch to YouTube TV, and you can sign in and continue viewing your YouTube TV content on your Roku device until they get all this resolved.
Are you going to get the new Roku remote, the smart one that you can talk to?
No, at this point, no, but don't. Amazon Prime Day's coming up, so so don't be completely shocked.
This is code for Cena has not approved it yet, and Joe's trying to finagle a way around.
No, actually, Justin brought something that Joe's not aware of, that there's a new remote that has voice commands. So.
Gotcha.
I think it's only $20, like 30 or
so now.
saying.
Are you ready for your free Wise plug?
So now Justin's giving me an outlet on. It's just going to be the scapegoat now when Cena jumps on me and it's like, well, Justin said.
Yeah. I'm with you. So, Wise plug?
No Wise plug today, surprisingly.
No, I have one.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I just saw it emailed me, or I got an email from Wise this morning that said they come out with earbuds.
Yeah, the AirBuds Pro.
Is that whatever?
Yeah.
I just saw the email and I was like, by golly, coming out with the earbuds.
Do they have a price yet? Are we going to play the price guessing?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
Let's
I do know the price. Do you know the price, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So, Justin, this is a riddle meeting for you.
Can you rattle off a couple features? How nice are we talking?
Okay,
Are
hold on.
That'll help me gauge. But
Okay, all right, here we go.
by now I need to learn to, whatever I think it is, cut that in half.
So it has a
usually way
40 decibel active noise cancellation with
Okay.
wind noise reduction, 6 microphone voice system, isolate and amplifies your voice with 3 mics in each bud, up to 18 hours total battery life, wireless charging, works with Q certified chargers.
Okay, and here's the picture.
All right. $49.99. That's what I'm going with.
Mm.
Ooh.
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, but if this was the price right, he could still win both prizes.
This is true.
You gonna break
So I
it
didn't
to
go
him
over then.
No, you didn't go over.
All right.
You are like crazy close.
Yeah.
59, 99.
There you go.
There you go. You won both prizes.
Yeah.
Do you use earbuds much, Joe?
I did, but I stopped, and I'll tell you why. I had the LG ones, the little neck band, had the little pull-out cable, and I used those when I would mow.
Yeah.
Loved them. One evening, I finished up mowing. I got off the lawnmower and went to pull them out, and the little rubber nub stuck in my ear. So I got it out,
Yeah.
and then that just told me, I was like, okay, I'm officially done with earbuds.
I don't want to go to the doctor because
I'm not going to the emergency
earbud.
room for everybody to have a good laugh and look. Hey, look how dumb Joe is. He's supposed to be so smart, but yet he gets an earplug stuck in his ear. Like no, so that has stopped me from using earbuds ever since.
Anyway, so Wise coming up with some awesome stuff. Now these are order only, or pre-order, I guess.
Yes.
Right now, so they're not out yet. But yeah, Wise Buds Pro.
That's the thing with like the wireless earbuds. Seemed like for a while they were. If you wanted some nice ones, it was going to be over $100.
They're like $200.
Yeah, now they're coming down more and more.
Yeah, you can go to. I saw like Walmart has like $20 sets that are the cheap. Jobbies right by checkout, but I mean $20. I got the Samsung ones. Earbuds, I like them.
Yeah, and they're just earbuds. They don't go over the ear or anything.
No, they're just
stick 'em
like
in?
they look just like these.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now before we go to our last discussion topic of the week, do you want to let people know about this, Dave, or do we want to save it for something else?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, so
It's exciting news.
Yes.
Exciting news, especially if
Breaking
you're
news.
here in Roane County. This
Yes.
is very exciting.
yeah, breaking news.
Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Let me go back to.
Well, here, I'll pass them down, and then you can put it up to the camera. Okay, so attention all. I sound like the Kmart.
Attention
speaker.
all shoppers,
Yeah.
blue light special on all
attention
three.
Kmart shoppers. Today's blue light special is okay. So, A&M Digital Technologies is donating. As everybody knows, Jack Garrett Ford and Patch have partnered together with the Strava app to help promote a healthier community with their walking and running and biking and hiking.
Soon to be kayaking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And just any physical activity to help promote health and fitness in the
Yeah.
community. And Dave and Justin
Yeah.
have really...
Justin's the spearhead of this project.
And Justin's done such a good job. I've kind of slacked off, but Dave and Justin both have actually gotten me out of the house and do a little physical activity. So
It's okay. I haven't done yoga either.
That's not a small task right there to get me to do anything. So A&M Digital Technologies for the month of May has donated 2 Wise bands.
Yeah.
And
we figured out what we're going to do.
okay, you have.
Yeah.
Do we want to discuss that or
Sure. No, we can throw it out there. So if you're a member of our Strava group, you will get the post. It'll go out in our Strava group, and it will have coordinates, GPS coordinates. So it's the old school, geocaching type situation. And Justin is going to put them out on 2 of our trails, and here in Roane County, and we'll drop the coordinates. One here next week and one the week after, and whoever gets to those coordinates first, there'll be a Ziploc bag with a little certificate in it that says, "Congratulations, you have found the voucher for the free Wise Band as sponsored by A&M Digital Technologies." And they bring it to our office, and they get a Wise Band.
Yeah, like a smartwatch basically is what the Wise Band
It's
is.
awesome. Yeah, this is very, very generous of you, Joe, you and Cena, for A&M Digital Technologies.
Happy to do it. Of course, you know me. I had to find some kind of excuse to spend money on Wise.
That'll go well with the fitness thing. It's got that heart rate tracking right there.
Yeah. The bands, they have customizable screens. They have activity and heart rate tracking. They have a phone finder feature, so you can, if you set your phone down, you can use it to help find your phone. And if you have any other Wise devices, you can control them all from your phone. It has Alexa built in, and I'm waiting for Dave to do his Alexa plug.
Alexa, Lunatic Fringe, volume high.
Yeah, full volume.
And these are also waterproof.
Sweet. And so, like, controlling wise devices that right from the band, you could unlock your door if you need to, or
Yeah.
what sort of?
Yeah, you can link it with your cameras. Like you get the note. Like what I use it for and absolutely love with it is the notifications feature. I can, anytime my cameras go off, I can get notifications right from my band of this camera went off or this camera went off.
Yeah.
And then you can also link it with your phone, and I have other notifications come in like text messages and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a great idea. And we were talking about our activity group with a couple weeks ago, and we did a deal in April where we did, if you did 5 consecutive 1-mile walks or jogs, you earned a $10 Amazon card courtesy of Jack Garrett Ford and Patch. And now Joe and Cena getting one up in the game here with coordinates to track down your Wise Band for free.
Yeah.
So get out, get active, join the group. So it's a Strava group. It's a Jack Garrett Ford Patch activity group here in Roane County, West Virginia, Spencer, West Virginia.
And the app is absolutely free.
Everything's free, yeah.
And joining the group is free. So literally, there is no excuse as to why you cannot get a free
Wise Band. Yeah.
Band.
You just got, the only excuse you could have is you didn't get on it quick enough when we dropped the coordinates.
True.
So next week we'll drop the coordinates.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you got to be a member of the group. So go be a member of the group, get in some activities. And we're giving away all kinds of stuff. You can earn all kinds of prizes. Like, if you do 10 miles, you get a free shirt, which I'm wearing the shirt today.
Nice.
Joe, did you get in 10 miles yet?
Not
let's
yet.
Look and see.
We won't discuss that.
Look and see where you're at.
I'll just put it this way. I don't see a shirt coming to me this week. I'll put it that way.
What? It's early in the week.
It's Wednesday, Dave. It's not that early.
I don't know how to.
Yeah. If you look through posts just on like the Patch Facebook page, there's all sorts of links every week or so. We usually post something saying, "Here, click here. Here's how you join." Really easy to do. Just need the Strava app, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
It'll work with any phone.
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy on how well it works, and Justin, the work that you and Dave have done to test everything and all that, and of course I had to be the bum that found all the bugs.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
we need
yeah,
that though.
yeah. You guys are actually out there running and doing what you need to, and I'm just walking along and going, "Hey, this isn't working. This isn't working."
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go to our club.
So I don't know if that was a good thing because I'm a tech guy that I'm finding, or the bad thing that I wasn't proactive enough to not kick these.
Find Joe McDonald here.
We're over 30 members now, so it's steadily growing. Getting more
Nice.
and more folks, but
And
always looking for more people to join.
Joe has 0 distance this last 4 weeks. Oh boy, Joe.
I'd believe that.
Joe. Oh boy. So you got 4, 5, 7 miles. You got 7 miles, Joe.
Can
Three more miles to get your T-shirt.
Can I use the excuse of I used it, but it didn't input it?
No.
I tried.
You cannot, because you can actually go in and manually input anything it misses.
Yeah, but then that's called lying, and
No, I'm saying like if you're
I know.
like if you forget to turn on your GPS or your Strava or whatever, you can go back and enter it in.
Right, but then I'd feel
All right,
that
so
because I wasn't being honest.
You're at 7 miles, Joe. You gotta get 3 miles in. So by next Wednesday, I want to see there's 3 miles in here, and I'll present you with a shirt on live. Or live
geez,
help desk with Joe.
Now you're calling me out.
I know. Heck yeah, you can do 3 miles.
I know I can.
You got 10 days to do 3 miles.
Okay.
What's that? 10 laps at the walking track over there.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
or break it up into do a mile a day. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so
There you go. You're welcome, Joe.
yeah, thanks, Dave. Okay, so that was not our last topic of this week.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I
That's
got
okay.
you off. Justin, where were you?
I'm a little rusty.
You have one job, man. One job.
Okay, so
You got some details about ransomware, right?
yeah, so as everybody has seen on the news and seen locally about this whole gas shortage thing, and I'm not going to get into the discussion. We all made an agreement before we went live that we were not going to get into.
Would this have something to do with my wild conspiracy theories?
Well, I don't know if it's your wild, I don't know if it's your wild conspiracy theories or mine, but just to keep everybody on course here, I'm not even going to open that can of worms. So, so with the whole gas shortage and all that, and all the chaos that's going on with there, I want to discuss ransomware in a little more detail. On one, what is it? Two, how do you get infected? And three, why is it taking so long for the gas company, one of the gas companies, to come back fully online?
Yeah.
So that way people have a better understanding on what's going on from the tech side of things, regardless of what the mainstream media is saying, because they just kind of gloss over and assume everybody knows everything. So first thing is, what is ransomware? Ransomware is a type of virus, and the way ransomware works is your computer becomes infected with this virus of ransomware without you knowing. And I'll discuss in a minute on how you get infected. But what it does is it scans your entire system for the important stuff. Word documents, pictures, database files, stuff like that, and puts a lock on that file. Once it does that, it goes, hey, let's see where else I can go. So then it tries to scan your entire network to see if it can spread itself out through other computers on your network or servers or anything like that. Then once it does that, it locks all those files down. And once it's finished locking down that final file, a nice little nasty screen pulls up on your device that says, you've been hit by ransomware. Here's the dollar amount, and I've seen anywhere from, a few $100s to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you have X amount of time to pay that fee, or you'll lose your files. So one of two things will happen. If you have a good backup, you go, don't worry about it, move along, reset, clean your device up, reset it, and just restore from backup. Or two, you don't have a backup, and you have mission critical data, and you pay the fee. Now, when you pay that fee, you're not guaranteed getting your data back. Most of the time, people do, but you're paying the bad guys a ransom, and that technically they don't have to do this. So you're basically playing Russian roulette at that point on if you'll get your data back. And this is so popular, it has actually become a $1 billion business. But here's the real tricky part. They don't want your credit card. They don't want your PayPal. They want those prepaid credit cards that you can get at Walmart, because those are harder to track down and harder to be traced. So they just want the money. They don't want your information. They don't want your personal information or anything to be traced back to them. They just want the money. Quick cash grab.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is not just happening in some big city far away. This is happening in West Virginia. There's a number of courthouses, like Marion County Courthouse where Fairmont is. They got hit. Ended up paying out money, I believe.
Yeah, and several school systems around have gotten hit with it. I don't think Roane County has locally, but I do know one county school system in the area got hit, and I actually talked to a teacher in that area, and they was telling me about what all was going on. I was like, yeah, I said, I don't feel sorry for, I feel sorry for that IT department, because it's going. And I told him, I said, look, I don't know what the IT department's telling you or not. I said, but this isn't going to be a quick couple days. I said, this is going to be weeks, if not months. Yeah. And literally, they said the IT department worked all through Thanksgiving and Christmas trying to get stuff taken care of.
Yeah, because depending on how much backups you did of your important information, in theory you can kind of rebuild your data, but it's not going to be, like you said, a quick fix.
For example, that one county school system got hit. So you first had to find. So when you get hit, you first had to figure out where it came from, or how the infection came in. So let's say it hit the board office. So they had to shut everybody off, kill everything, all the schools, school board, everything.
That shelf gets you.
Yeah, no, the picture on the wall.
Oh, the picture.
So then they had to clean up the board office first. And then once they got the board office online, then they had to go to each school. And remember, all these schools have basically one-on-one devices, so basically each teacher and each student has their own device. So then you have to go to each school, wipe and reset every server and computer and tablet in that school, and bring them back online. And it's a long process. So now we've discussed what ransomware is. The second thing is, let's talk about how you receive ransomware. There's one of two ways of getting it. One, you could be targeted, and if you're targeted, if someone's out to get you, good luck trying to run from it. I mean, there's other than completely going offline.
Yeah.
Another way is it can literally be something as what you think is innocent as an email. And this is how a lot of these attacks start. You'll get an email saying this is from FedEx, UPS, whatever. Your package has been delayed. Click this attachment to get your new tracking number. Well, timeout. When UPS or FedEx sends you an email with a missed package, they never send an attachment. They always have the actual tracking number inside the email. So a lot of people panic, open the attachment, nothing happens, or so they think, and they get hit with ransomware. So that's another way it can travel. Or your computer's infected. You plug in your thumb drive, you download a file, you take it to work, you plug it in the work computer, open up that same file, boom, now it's spread. So that's how it works. 3, how to resolve it. Like I said, in this gas situation, people are going, why can't they just reset and restart? Well, it's not that simple. For example, that school system that got hit, they had to first figure out how it came in, 2, fix that, then 3, clean up the whole mess. So it's not a quick overnight fix. It could take days, if not weeks, to fully fix the issue and clean everything up. But I did, and I don't know how true this is, but I did hear a rumor last night of possibly them getting one of those gas production units back online to help. So that's a point, a shot in the right direction. But this isn't something that is quick to remedy. And yes, it is an inconvenience, but this is what ransomware does. And unfortunately, this is the world we live in. That this is literally $1 billion industry that these bad guys are making too much money to step away from. And we're, as the just consumers, are the fallout of all this mess. So, and like I said, we're not going to get into the discussion of who did it and all this and that. Just from the tech side, what ransomware is and how to protect yourself from it, and what happens if you do get infected with it.
Yeah, and if you're like a local small business, I mean, you could be a target if you've got information that if one day it was totally taken over by somebody and you couldn't access your information anymore, then you need to think about this and think about some security measures. If you haven't consulted an IT guy on security, you need to. If you haven't done that for a while, you probably should do that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. You can play the game of, it can never happen to me. Literally, it is easy as, 1, either an employee bringing an affected thumb drive into work, or 2, the employee checking their email, regardless if it's personal or work email, getting a suspicious email, opening an attachment. Because I've actually seen emails pose as someone that works in your same office. Let's say Justin gets an email that looks like it came from me.
It's like one letter's different in their email address,
or even mask it to look like it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and it has a spreadsheet and it says, Justin, I need you to put in yesterday's totals in this spreadsheet now, or or we're both fired.
Right.
So then you panic and open up the attachment, and it doesn't work. So then you call me and I go, I didn't send that. Well, by that point it's too late. It's already eaten everything up in sight.
Yeah.
So that's, from a business standpoint, you need to make sure you have checks and measures in place that it, 1, prevent it, and 2, you have a plan B in place in case the misfortune happens and you do get hit.
Now, could a good antivirus software prevent some of this stuff?
If it's a known ransomware, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But an antivirus is you can have every antivirus in the world, but not all of them are 100% foolproof. It's like the flu shot. It can protect on things that it knows, that all these unknown variables it cannot protect against until it learns about them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you need to have, other checks and measures in place to help, one, prevent it, or two, protect yourself in case you do get hit.
You're talking above my head other than protect yourself and prevent.
Okay, so
I stayed out of that conversation.
Okay, well,
but
ransomware is very bad. Don't pay.
Yes.
So
don't open emails you don't know, and the usual safety precautions.
Right. But okay, let me make it easier on you. Ransomware, very bad, could be very expensive.
Yeah. How does Norton or any of the other ones play into this? Do they catch most of this, or what?
Well, if it's a known ransomware, yes. But if it's a new variant of ransomware that none of them have detected yet, like a 0-day attack,
right?
It does. The only way you protect yourself, just stay off the internet.
Yeah.
So
I tried that, and
So a lot of people go, well, I don't want to spend all this money on backups and protection and stuff like that. Well, that's fine. That's your right. But you can either spend a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, depending on your business, to put checks and measures in place or backups and stuff like that. Or you could pay thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your data back because you didn't want to spend that little bit of money.
Yeah, it seems like just doing regular backups onto some sort of drive that there's no way they can get to, that'd be a smart idea.
Right. And
all your important information, just periodically back it up once a week.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even the cloud backups that are ran every day.
Yeah.
That stuff you don't have to worry about. Yeah. And even Microsoft with their OneDrive product has a built-in trigger that if all of a sudden all the files start getting changed, OneDrive steps in, goes stop, and it'll actually alert you, say, hey, all these files are getting changed automatically. Are you doing that, or we think it's ransomware?
Yeah.
So I mean, there are products out there to help guide you through and help prevent this. I mean, nothing's foolproof other than just staying off the internet, period.
Yeah.
But in today's society, that's not a viable option.
It's nice to be diligent, though, and if you can, try to be careful what you open. Yeah, because that's the thing.
I seen there was one police department out west that did not have their due diligence in place, and they ended up having to pay the ransom. It was like $250,000.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Did they get their stuff back?
I think so, but it was like they had to fork out the money and wait and pray that it worked.
Yep. I've heard of that same thing, upwards of over $200,000, like different businesses and courthouses paying it out.
And the thing of it is, there's no set dollar limit on how much these files are worth. It's literally dependent on who gets hit and how many files it gets encrypted, because the more files encrypt, the dollar amount goes up. I mean, it's crazy. So, you can either spend a couple hundred or a couple thousand, depending on your business, to put checks and measures in place, or you can pay 10 times that or more.
Yeah, doing an insurance policy almost on your important information.
Yeah.
It'd probably be worth an extra $20-$30 a month to safeguard some of that stuff.
And that's exactly how I tell my clients it's an insurance policy. It's one of those I hope you never have to cash out.
Yeah.
So that's my soapbox for the day.
Well, I think, as always, Joe, you and Cena have worked pretty hard to educate people in our community and educate people outside of our community about, things they need to know about technology. I mean, that's the basis of this show. So, Again, as scary as ransomware seems or is.
Not seems,
yeah.
is.
Well, I mean, for even me, that I'm uneducated about it, but it seems scary.
Yes.
And it's important enough for you to bring up. It's good for people to have an idea of how these things work, how to prevent them at least as best you can, other than, like you say, just stay off the internet. But we all know that's not possible, so you got to do the best you can. So it's great that you bring these tips or this information to the forefront so people at least know what we're dealing with, or what they are dealing with, or what the technology groups are dealing with, and how to start to identify some of the issues. So
and with ransomware, You always hear it on the news when a big corporation
Right.
or government entity gets hit. So a lot of people had that false assurance of, oh, it'll never happen to me. They're always going after the big guys. No, they're not going after the big guys. They're going after money, and they don't care where that money comes from as long as they have money coming in. So they don't care if it's you, me, or a major corporation. As long as they have money coming in, they don't care where it comes from.
Yeah, I'm sure they can have my files.
Dave, don't. No.
If that's all the better that they have to do is to track down, this is the same way like location. People want to track me back and forth to the daycares and the Walmart. Have at it.
Well, that's different. If they, unlike you, if they want to track me to Walmart,
I'm just saying I don't have any important files. Yeah.
Not even on your work computer.
It's all. I work for a nonprofit, so.
But no, we will. Don't, Dave.
How do you give your IT guy a panic attack? Tell hackers, come get it, boys and girls. Yeah. Anyway.
Can I quit?
I haven't. No, you cannot. I have an IT guy, so therefore I have no worries.
It's a wonder.
I'm doing two-factor authentication. Come on now.
Okay, are you using different passwords for everything? That's what I thought.
Maybe. Possibly. I don't, Joe, because you're the one that works on all my stuff.
Exactly. And it's a wonder I don't have like ulcers or some kind of major health issue over here because Dave likes to play the game of Let's Freak Joe Out.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's almost like that carnival game where you take the hammer and try to ring the bell.
Yeah.
It's like Dave's trying to just...
How high can we hit Joe's stress?
Yeah.
The wise man says your heart rate just went up.
Yeah. His eyes twitching. Guys, we're doing good. His eyes twitching.
So it's awesome. But, Joe, you give out a lot of good information. Show number 60. It's always nice kind of when you hit the decade numbers. Makes me feel good about it. And Justin here as well helping out. And Instagram, TikTok, YouTube TV today, and, of course, ransomware. If anybody has any...
plug.
Oh, yeah, and even got in our Wise plug. Yeah.
And got your Alexa kick, so we're good.
Yeah.
We covered all
We're doing all the
today.
good stuff. Yeah. So if people have any questions about any of this or, want to, talk to you about... are you a Bark dealer?
Yes, we're not a dealer. We're a partner.
Our partner, there you go.
Yes,
yeah.
So go to visit bark.us and use the referral code AM Digital Tech, and that gets you a free 7-day trial with Bark, and that'll let them know that we sent you. And
yep. And I recommend Bark. Joe turned me, you and Cena turned me towards that a couple 3 or 4 years ago, and it's awesome. And it's not very expensive.
Yeah, because I actually followed up with you and said, Dave, how's this going? Because I had actually another parent this was long before we became a partner. That said, hey, I'm starting to let my kid go online and on social media, and I need to monitor it. So this was actually a proactive parent.
You know what? I'm going to put that in comments. It's bark.us or whatever.
Yeah, let me get let me get you the right. Let me make sure that that's the right promo code before we start doing that.
Okay. But yeah, it's a great thing.
Okay, yeah, AM Digital Tech, all one word. That's your promo code for a free 7-day trial.
Bark.us, right?
Yes.
AM
Digital Tech, all one word.
Digital Tech. Promo code. Okay.
Yeah, I actually had one parent that was proactive, said, I'm starting to let my kid go online, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
That's why I texted you and said, Dave, you're using Bark, right? And you said, yeah. And I said, how's that working? And you told me you loved it. So
yeah,
I was like, that's all I need to know. So I said, here's
it's
what
tedious to go through everything. Make sure you got all your passwords and all your usernames. But once you get in and get it started, it's nice.
Yeah.
It takes care of itself.
Yeah, it takes some work on the front end to get it started.
Yeah.
But afterward, it's so nice. And spoiler alert, when Sadie becomes of age that she's going to start going online for school and all that, all of her devices will have Bark on them.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Technology guy.
Yeah, that poor kid, she won't have she won't stand a chance online.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's good. Hey,
Yeah.
Parents got to work hard. And that's I was on my soapbox earlier. Parents don't do enough to protect their kids.
Right.
Your parents, you got a job there. It's tough. It's a tough, hard job, but you got to do it. You got to take care of your kids here, especially with cyberbullying being so prevalent and so easy.
Yes.
You got to take care of your kids. So, all right, well, that's show number 60 here in the books, Help Desk with Joe and Justin. And, yeah, Justin, you did a pretty good job today. You let us wander off course a couple times, but you reeled it back in maybe. If anybody needs to get a hold of you, Joe, how do they get a hold of you or Cena here at A&M Digital Technologies?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at AM Digital Tech for all that. And sign up for the free Bark 7-day trial at bark.us. Promo or referral code AM Digital Tech. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave.
Yeah.
We're on all major platforms, hosted by Anchor.fm.
Nice. Okay. So, again, A&M Digital Technologies powering all the stuff behind the scenes here for Patch. And we're at the Patch Turned Up studio in Spencer, West Virginia, and A&M Digital Technologies doing all the hard work behind the scenes, mainly Cena, but,
Yeah.
Joe a little bit too. And, if you need anything, of course, get a hold of Joe and Cena. They're awesome here. Local business. Support your local businesses. And we'll be back next week for show 61, and we'll have more news updates. And are we doing product review or anything next week? Do you know? We don't know yet. Yeah, we don't know yet. So we'll be back. So Joe will have in 3 miles, though, for show 61. and I'll try to do some yoga. And Justin, I don't know what we're going to... We'll throw something on Justin.
Okay, let's give Justin the real hard task, keeping us both on task.
Yeah, there you go. Justin will have to do a little...
And you get yoga in.
Yeah, he'll have to do a little research and see how to up his game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For some reason, I see some kind of GPS-located dog shocking collars in Justin's future that
Oh,
he just
gosh.
shock us.
There you go. See how it works, Justin? All right. Well, for
So
my...
Justin can do a review on, guys, these things only work for 20 miles, and you're all going outside the range of it.
I need a stronger receiver.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in with us. That's Help Desk with Joe, show number 60 for the week. We're here at the Patch Turned Up studio in Spencer, West Virginia. We'll be back next week for more. Join us, Joe, Justin, and myself.
We'll see you then.